Uh, all right, we're live now. Hey, how y'all doing on LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube? All of y'all, we love y'all. We're so excited to have you guys here with us today. I wanted to welcome you. As y'all know, Jacob is in the building, Kate is in the building. I'm here. We're live on TikTok as well. So we're doing this with two cameras. So our eyes are going to wander, but stay in the moment, stay in the content, and you won't want to miss what was coming up today. As I've told y'all before, we are going to be speaking on this book right here. So if y'all are on TikTok, y'all know what it is. It's pinned already. If y'all don't know, on the other applications, it is in the QR code. So use that QR code to shop the book. With that QR code, you can get the digital copy. So on TikTok, if you want a digital copy, it's only $10, okay? But it's not on TikTok because TikTok doesn't do digital products. So you have to go to my website to get it, which is authorklee.com. So authorklee.com is how you get it. Okay. So all right. So now that we got that done, we are going to what's going on? Hold on. You don't need those ones. You're gonna need like these ones in here. I just wanted to turn it off. Oh, then you have to click on it. That's what I was doing. No, but you was gonna click on another one. I was. No, it's on the bottom one. That's what I'm trying to show you. It's here. You have to go all the way down there to turn it on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just doing a live training. Y'all know how I do. All right, so Jacob, I'm gonna stop talking, y'all. I'm gonna let Jacob read. He likes reading anyway. And then Katie will be joining us. So if y'all ever want to read on these live book clubs or the live book sessions, they're every Monday starting at 7:30 and they end at about 8:30. Okay, so if you do want to read, let me know. You got to get the book so you can read. So this is part of the reason why I encourage you to grab the book. So if you don't have it, get the book. You'll have it by next week. So by the time we do this again Monday, you already get your book. So grab it today, and yeah, you'll be grateful you did. All right, thanks for tuning in. I see you guys on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I appreciate and Facebook. I appreciate y'all being here. So Jacob is reading, and we're gonna get into this. Started. So we're gonna start ultimately. I think that's a good question. I think we can start in the introduction. So we're going to start in the introduction of this book. Did we did the introduction last week? We did the back of the book, I thought. I know we did the back of the book. Did we do the introduction too? Yeah, we did. All right, so we'll start in purpose. The dedication. Yeah, I know we did the dedication last week. Oh, yeah, it was dedication. Yeah. I'm too far ahead. Yeah, we did do the dedication. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the introduction real quick, and then after that, we're going to transition into the first chapter, which is actually time. All right. So you can start with the introduction. All right. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you, and I ordained you a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah, that come from Jeremiah 1:5. The importance of finding and living your purpose is uncontested. We all know that there is an inner pulling and a strong nudge to find our purpose. Some go to other countries to find it. Some date or get married to discover it. Others have children, go to college, get jobs, and self-isolate to get this perceived hidden gem. What if I told you everything you are doing to find your purpose is not necessary? What if I told y'all it's not necessary to look outside yourself to find your purpose? I believe you were born with a purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. Okay? So if that's true, then the question is, are you going to live out your purpose? It's really the question. Okay? And I want to show you how we miss that because we bury it. Yeah. What if I told you everything you need to live your purpose you were born with and had it all along? You were not plugged out of the cosmos. Of the cosmos alone. Are the cosmos given the breath of life because of some shallow, uncharted, or non-calculated plan? You were born with your purpose because you were born for a purpose. Your mother and father were handed selected by the creator of the universe. You cannot control what family you were born into or the bloodline you share. We do not get to cherry pick the good things from our tree and nor the bad. We are to live with the weak and the tares, and that it is not limited to some social understanding for every fabric of our lives. Listen, like I said, I read this twice because I read it already. Right. So So Jacob's had the book, so he gets the books every month. So if you get the books every month, then this is probably going to be like a refresher in the beginning. Yeah. And then we're going to transition into time just so that we can get into some of these gates. We're not going to get through all of the gates, which is why you want to get the book so that you can complete the series and get all of the wisdom in this book. We are not born perfect. We were created perfect for iniquity. The world is fallen, filled with people who have made mistakes, and you too are among them. No matter your age, purpose, culture, ethnicity, social, or workplace, you will have to face these same seven gates that I challenge you to journey to find and open. We may think locked doors keep us safe, but they keep us stagnant and prison within our own minds, limitations, and expectations. I have a saying that I want to make sure I let y'all know that, sometimes we feel like leaving our gates closed is protecting us, but I want to challenge you to see it as a perspective from it delaying you. It's delaying you from getting to where you need to be. It's delaying you from not seeing what you could achieve and could become because you are stuck. You are ultimately limiting your own self by closing gates that honestly you think is protecting you, but it's really stopping you. You are the ruler who has enact a glass ceiling over the dreams and elevation you could have in your faith, hope, dreams, finances, family, career, and business. We talk a lot about mindset, and yes, it is a healthy part of success and progress. But knowing who you are, what you were born to become, and having a way to get there must be high on your priority list. You can be out here beating the pavement with highly charged thoughts, but only they fail because you have not made room for your success. You got to make deep, room for success. Success isn't overnight. I know a lot of people say, oh, this came overnight or it looks like it came overnight. Right. But these people have been working and putting in work that people did not see so that when the progress comes, when the success comes, they know how to maintain it and navigate it. And sometimes the success is overwhelming. It's more than you asked for or thought you could have. But the same is true that you definitely want to realize success is going to take place in where you are building. Right. Do you believe in it? You do got to know what you believe in, right? Because what you believe in, you'll work for. When you are tired and sleepy and exhausted, it will make you push to 3 a.m. and say, I've written books in days before because I knew I had to finish it by a deadline. When you are deadline driven and focused and you value you and your product and your business, it will push you when nothing else is. Even if nobody buys it or you got pre-orders, your mindset will push you to finish it. And so I want to encourage you, if that's where y'all at today, push yourself for what you believe in. That's one question, guys. Of course, they come out. Who do you believe in? Yeah, what do you believe in? All right. You out here living vicariously through other people's purpose while neglecting your own. We have taken the shortcuts others took and watched them succeed, but it hasn't given you much momentum to accelerate towards your own purpose. Some of us are out here doing what other people have done and not getting the same results. And that can be one of the most deflating and dismissive feelings we could ever have. It's because we're saying, well, I'm doing everything they've done. I'm saying what they said, and I'm trying to make things work, and it's not clicking. And sometimes you can do everything the same way and won't get the same results because favor ain't fair. I know we hear it and then it may not always process the way we want it to. And so I want to encourage you that if things are not clicking the way you need it to in your life, it may not be that what you're doing is wrong. It may be that where you're going is wrong. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that what your gifts will make room for you. So if you realize you're going in places and ain't no room for you, ain't no room for your gift, ain't no room for this, the question is are you mature enough to step in your position or are you in the wrong place? And that's why you don't have a position. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we're on the wrong side of the equation and that's why it's not adding up. Okay? So yeah, so I'm going to encourage you on that. My job is not to give you a purpose, but to remind you of the purpose for which you were born and reveal the hindrance that you have and thought of it. You are not here by accident, but on purpose. You were wonderfully made, but that doesn't mean you have made the right decisions at all times. to get to your desired end. If it were possible that you had taken a wrong turn or were born into a culture heading the wrong way, would you want to know how to correct the steps to live your purpose? What this book does not profess it is to have all your answers, but it provides thinking points that help you begin to meditate on the right questions. It will also help you consider the right and wrong choices you have made or what others have done to you that have blocked areas in your heart. If you have self doubt, self hate, or are making daily choices that kill your body, mind, soul, or spirit, if you are involved or chasing people, jobs, or situations that cannot and will not love you back, please listen. This book right here is a plea to people because I know sometimes it can be hard, to get other people's attention. And the subtitle of this book is Stop Begging to Be Acknowledged, Appreciated, Loved, or Respected. These are things that honestly, yes, they should be earned, but they should also be extended. And when you are doing the things that you're supposed to do and moving how you're supposed to move and people don't regard you, then you need to value your time just like they don't. I know it's kind of awkward. But the Messiah, he dusted the foot off his feet and kept it moving. He didn't sit up there and beg people to like and love him and worship him or ride with him. He didn't ask them to do. He didn't beg nobody to do that. So if they decided not to roll, they decided not to roll. They decided not to take the gift of salvation. That's on them. Yeah. And so that's how we also have to learn how to be built or rebuilt. Some of us are used to abuse and rejection and neglect and stuff like that because this is what we're familiar with because our hearts were broken. And so we learn how to self medicate, and not all of these things are profitable. The Bible says all things are permissible, but they're not all profitable. And yes, we are to forgive as we are being forgiven. But I think sometimes what we struggle with in forgiveness is we don't know to what extent we are ultimately extending or receiving forgiveness and to what extent we are really being abusive to ourselves or someone else. And so forgiveness is, I know sometimes people want forgiveness to mean forgetfulness too. And those things are not necessarily interchangeable, you know. But you do have to leave room for grace because we all can change, we all can elevate. And this is what makes us new creatures in Christ, is that he's able to take us from where we are and grow us to where he wants us to become. Right? Hope deferred makes a heart grow sick. A sick heart is when you are heartbroken. People can break your heart. You can experience such strong loss, disappointment, rejection, or frustration that it shapes your entire perception of life. You have been transformed in a deep way, and you may not yet see how much it has impacted your life. Yes, you can function brokenhearted, and how much better could your life be if you were able to find and overcome the heartbreak that had you stuck in areas of your life? If you are tired of good people running away, right, from you, relationships you want to cultivate or smashing into millions of pieces, or your boundaries are habitual violator. Something is broken and need fixing. It is not right that your children manipulate, ignore, abuse, or misuse you. It is not fine that people ignore your words and mute your dreams. It is not right if you feel completely out of control and others are telling you how to live, eat, when to sleep, or dictate what is relaxing for you. Unless you are in jail, of course. Yeah. And you lose your rights. But as a free person, it is not how you were born to live. Right. That's facts. Yes, it is. A lot of people are being abused or being oppressed, and they don't know that it is oppression because it's normal, right? In our society, we can normalize unhealthy habits, unhealthy thinking. We can normalize survival techniques when the Father is trying to get us to thrive. And it's hard to thrive. You're okay with surviving. You got to get past survival. Start survival living. Mode is good, yes, but you got to get to a point where you start living. You plan days of your life. I want to live. Yes. You know, where does stuff? You are rolling. You are. Wait. You must free yourself from the imprisonment a broken heart has placed you. You are rolling forwards, and there are inalienable rights you have, but must embrace. Yes. If you are trying to put foot on the gas to accelerate in your car
and will not go, to check out the vehicle to see what is causing it is not to perform. Probably the spark plugs. You should not expect your life to do what it was designed to do. Again, you were born with and for a purpose. Question: do you want to stop chasing your purpose and live it? Journey through these seven gates to find and overcome heartbreak so that you can embrace your crown.
Mhm. So the seven gates that's presented in this book are going to start with time, right? So time in this essence of this chapter, which is the next one, is really going to show you how we see time and how time is one of the things that really honestly start the cycle of how we see ourselves and how some of us honestly have experienced a broken heart and may still have one because time is not a respecter of person. So for God, there is no time. I mean, He created time. So His version of time and our version of time is totally different. And so we have to understand or start to try and understand life from his perspective, which is the challenge in and of itself. Because we gotta elevate our thinking higher. We gotta think for more. We gotta believe for more.
Right.
And for some of us, that's really, really hard to do. And so I want to challenge you with this book or this chapter, especially, to look at how you use your time and how you have been seeing time, how you, some say even wasted time, but the Father can redeem your time.
Right.
And so I want to show you some of the clever things here in the book of time or the chapter of time so you can check it out. Yes.
Dr. Lee, if I may, I have a question.
Sure. Hold on.
Would you say that it's just
Okay.
so? Would you say that you are embracing your crown now? And if so, how long did it take for you to do that?
That's a really good question. She said, "Would I say that I'm embracing my crown now, and how long did it take me to get here?" I would say definitely yes. This is the first book of three books, and when I started this book, I was like, "Lord, I ain't doing this book," because sometimes we get the book or the challenge that really challenges us. When you can really play basketball and you go up against a championship and you're playing against a sorry team, it's not really a challenge.
Right.
It's a mental challenge because it says championship, but it's not really a challenge because you have already outpaced or outperformed the team. So it doesn't really feel like a challenge. But when you get to a point where, whoa, this is pulling on me. This is making me have to go back and do research or, self-evaluate myself. This is one of the books that forced me to self-evaluate and honestly share stories about my life I never thought I was going to share in a book. So my first book, which I didn't bring, but it's in my shop, and it's on my website, arthurklee.com. I have a book called Alone But Never Lonely, and Catherine is the first book. And when I did that book, I had zero intentions of telling parts of my life because I didn't want it to become a stigma or a stereotype of how people may want to see me or perceive me. Sometimes people want to see you, elevating high and being on top, and they don't want to know that you used to be like them or that you can relate to them because they like seeing you on a pedestal. But when you remind people that that's not where I belong, it brings not necessarily their expectations down, but it brings them within reality. And so this book right here is one that I feel will shine a light on all of us, men and women, because we all have had experiences that have broken our hearts, has challenged us to either back up off somebody or off growth. Like some things in my life I backed up off of because I didn't know how to embrace that situation. So yes, it's possible that I'm going to miss out on things in my life, and I did. It's possible that I said no when I should have held on. It's possible. And honestly, we all have those moments where we're like, dang, did I let the good one go? Or did I let a good situation go? Or should I push myself harder, younger? I can argue all those things, but one thing I can say about embracing your crown, it's about embracing where you are, who you are right now, and realizing what your options are from right now and not dwelling on the past that you can't change, but learning from it so that you can make your tomorrow better. So I would say 1,000% I do that now. And I think too, when you start seeing progress, it builds confidence. And so if you lack confidence in your ability to start a business or to grow or to mature, 9 out of 10, the reason why you don't have that confidence is because you may not have the evidence, right? So when you lack the evidence, go and show yourself the evidence. Because sometimes the evidence is there, you just downplay it. Like You've been working a job, you've been consistent, you've been steady working for other people, moving boxes or whatever it is you've been doing. You've been driving trucks. I know a lot of, people that I work with that are doing that stuff too. And so I want to encourage you, if those types of things are like bombarding you and you're like, man, I don't know if I can step out over here. I want you to look at what you've been doing well over there. If you've been a successful dad or mother, you've been managing a household. That matters. That can make you a great manager. And some people will say, well, you don't got any experience. How you gonna ever get experience if nobody gives you a shot anyway?
Right.
So it is a catch-22, and you got to think yourself into that position too, because nobody's gonna give you a shot when they don't believe you have the confidence to win at it, even if you lack the experience.
And I would say like your progress makes you want to keep going.
Mhm.
Cause it's
It
like
does.
with working out, you like, I don't know if I want to go work out today. I probably want to just sit at home and relax. But then, for me, it's like I look at how far I've come in like working out and how much like gains I get. And I'm like, what? I think I want to keep working out to reach the goal that I initially wanted to reach.
And I think that is the key. You got to figure out what you want, right?
Yeah.
Because whatever you want, you'll work for, right? And sometimes we want to be lazy more than we want to be successful. I know it sounds crazy. Sometimes we want to be, we like our wants and our desires. It's one of the chapters in this book. And your wants and desires may not line up with your actions. And when they're not lining up, you got to ask the question, how did it get off track like that? Like some people want to be married, but they act single still. You don't, you're not going to walk into a successful marriage and your mindset is still on singlehood. It's just not going to work. You have to already have a married mindset. So when you are married, you're not going to have a million and one problems, and the marriage will be one.
That divorce gonna come quick.
It's going to happen.
So I have a question like regarding like school, right? If you want to do good in school, what should your mindset look like?
I would say if you want to do good in school or do good at something you're learning, right?
Mhm.
Because ultimately you're doing something new. If you want to do something new, you have to be willing and committed to learning the process. Don't be committed to doing your thing on that position or on that job or in that school. Humble yourself, because sometimes we can be so highly minded that we ain't no good in school because no one can teach us. First thing you gotta have to be a good student is to have a teachable spirit.
Yep.
Some of us ain't teachable at all.
Right.
If somebody tell you, hey, look, don't do that, you gonna argue with the teacher. But you ain't never been here. You don't even know how to navigate this yet.
And also one thing, the most dangerous phrase there is I know.
You know what? It's funny. One of my one of my good friends, he's a pastor. He's been pastoring for like over 30 years. He's been a warden for a prison till he retired. And some people come to him, as a mentor. He mentors a lot of men. And the men will come to him and they'll say, Dr. Curry, can you answer this for me? And he'll start talking and they'll say, yeah, I know all of that. He says, okay, well, have you tried this? Oh, yeah, I did all of that too. I did all of this. He said, well, if you got it all, implement. Maybe your problem is implementing. I was like, dang. So for some of us, we need to humble ourselves and be quiet, because although we heard it, we're not implementing it. So if you're not implementing this good news or these good steps, or you're not walking in power, where is your power? Why are you deflated? Why are you high-minded and then you lack the evidence? Why are you doing well over here, but the moment you turn the corner, like your whole life is seeming like it's falling apart? And I would dare say that in these situations, you have to challenge yourself to look at what you want and what you desire, what you're willing to work for. When you make a commitment to be married, you're making a commitment to work for this family, right? You're making a commitment to be a partner with somebody. You're making a commitment to say it ain't all about me, it's all about us, because a marriage supersedes your personal opinions sometimes. It's not about what's best for you, but what's best for the family. And so, so you got to know what you value.
Right. As a high schooler, I think that like sports can really help with
That's the
humbling
thing.
yourself.
Yeah,
Because you got a coach and you're going to be wrong a lot of times.
I think that's with anything too. I think you got to be open to being wrong. That's the key there.
Right.
Some people ain't convinced they're wrong when they are wrong. So now you spend half of the coaching session is convincing them they're wrong, not fixing their problems. So if people you are trying to pour into, you're trying to love, you're spending more time trying to convince them of the love and not being able to demonstrate it, that might in fact be one of the problems. And sometimes those people, you got to decide how you want them in your life. Sometimes you just got to have patience and grace because you can't kick them out, right? So all you can do is decide how you're going to communicate with them and how much of your time you're going to give them, right? Don't give them all your time when they're not valuing it. You don't have to. People swear you got to give them all your time, all your resources, all your energy, all your love, and you don't. You get to choose, just like we assume that Yah, God Almighty, got to accept whatever we give them. Cain proves he's not accepting everybody's fruit. Okay, if you're giving raggedy fruit, he gonna give you what he want to give you too. Yeah. And that's where we try to dictate what Yah God has to do for us, and that's not the way it works. Now you can dictate what you will accept though. And so that's why I'm telling people stop begging to be acknowledged, appreciated, loved, and respected because you shouldn't have to beg for those things from people who say they love you. Tank, thank you so much for following me. I appreciate you being on here. Thank you for the roses. We love y'all support. Thank you for going to the shop. And I pray you get the book if you love it because this is what we're going to be talking about all month long, including every Monday at 7 o'clock. So join us live here and we'll continue to go through this book and help you to digest this content. Okay. So we're in the first actual chapter of the book, which is called Time. Okay. So if you're wondering where we are, we're in time. This is on page 17 of the book. As y'all can see, we've already went through some meat and we ain't even got to the book. Like, this week is like really just starting. All right. So let me stop gassing y'all because I don't have to gas light you because the power is in it. And I'm going to show you. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Baby, do you want to read?
I mean, I can.
Is that a yes or a no? I don't do that.
Yes.
Have you ever heard people that you ask them a direct question and they give you a muddy answer? Muddy answers don't work for me. To me, they're almost like borderline excuses, right? So when and you already know how I feel about excuses. You know me. You know me. How many of y'all know your excuses don't matter? When you tell somebody you're going to do something and you don't do it, although you can have good reasons why you don't do it, if you are habitually full of excuses, your excuses start to lose their savor. People start to stop caring. And you can't blame them because they're like, yo, this dude is inconsistent. Or this woman ain't going to never do two things that add up. She's just not. So then you start to put yourself in a box. If you need to break out of a box today, you need to stop using so many excuses. You need to just get it done. So if that meant I had to stay up to 3 a.m., tell them that after you show them the product. I've had so many of my clients say, wow, Crystals, this is brilliant. I never tell them how long it took me to do it or how much effort or research I had to do because they don't care. Mm-hmm. That's an excuse if it don't get done. But if it got done, then it's a what? It's the evidence, it's the proof of the quality of what you do. So let that be what you present instead of the excuses. Yes. Now let me ask you again. Do you want to read?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Because there ain't no gray space. Okay. I got a book called Gray Space. All right. That's when everything is fuzzy duzzy. But in life, you want to make your yes, your no be no. The Bible says that. Put some base on your stuff. Like, no, you know what you want to do.
I can read.
This is why some people, the Bible says there's a difference between the haves and the have-nots. The haves are not the people going, I guess so. No, they are out here saying, yes, yes. I said yes before you could ask. Yes, I'm ready. So y'all ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me something.
I got you.
Here we go. All right. Here's this K Boogie. She's going to read chapter 1 for y'all, which is time. She's going to start it off. Oh, you might want to turn this one. I can't.
Oh, yeah, you can't reach this one.
Nah. Okay. And I ain't trying to break a phone.
That's fair.
Ready.
Wait, okay.
Time.
For if you keep silent at this time, relief and deliverance will rise for the Hebrews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
I want to point this out. Hold on. Wait a minute. I said a whole lot. We just said a whole, we dropped some dimes on there. I want to make sure we cover this again. So it says, for if you keep silent. Okay, remember I just told y'all need to raise your voice. Some of y'all are on mute and that don't work. As they say, closed mouths don't get fed. Some people's prayers are not going up. Some people are not thinking, having confidence.
You have not because your ass not.
Yeah, because you should have asked me to help you earlier today.
First of all,
Didn't receive.
the pause. We're not doing that. First of all, that's not what we're talking
She
about.
just said it. Right.
What I'm saying is, if you keep silence, relief and deliverance will rise for your people, for your wife, for your husband, for your children from somebody else. Do you really want everybody else to be the hero of your life and not you? Are you ever going to get tired of that? I know I got tired of that. I got tired of everybody having to deliver me. At some point, you got to get to a point where you're like, you know what, Father, encourage me so I can help deliver myself. Because that's where you can what? Duplicate. You can raise children in that. You can create kingdoms and communities and duplicate. You can do that. But when you are stuck on everybody needs to pour into me all the time, then people are going to start running from you because they're going to see you as a taker and not a giver.
Yeah. Besides the Lord, the biggest hype man, hype woman is yourself.
You gotta hype yourself. The Bible's King David says, I had to encourage myself when nobody was around. This is a king, y'all. This man had all the money. He had a whole lot of women, as y'all know. And this man still had no confidence at times. So if that is you, it's okay. It's normal to get to a point in your life where you can second guess your abilities or where you're going and how you feel. And I want to let you know that in those moments, you got to be strong enough to encourage yourself. So if your wife is against you, because Job's wife was against him, Job's wife was not about that life. She was like, curse yourself and die. What? This is supposed to be your aim.
There's a reason we're getting cursed and we have nothing.
Exactly. She blamed him. But when he was making money and doing well, she was eating off that man's money and time. Okay. And off his blessings and prayers. Some of y'all are going through that too, where your whole family is blessed off your prayers. The whole family is winning because you winning. But the moment you down, ain't nobody around. You can't call on nobody. So watch your time. Watch. You better not neglect yourself because you got to take care of yourself too. Because if you go down, the whole, everything you're building and your legacy could go down with you. So take care of yourself. Love yourself too. Remember to do self-care. It's important for men and women. I know we are quick to say rub women's feet, but woman, have you rubbed your husband's feet? Have you cared about some people that is in your life that care about you? Have you did something for your mom this week, this month, or are you waiting for Mother's Day next year? Like, what happened to Father's Day? Father's Day was an absolute diabolical mess. I'm not a big holiday person because I don't really get into, like stuff like that. But yeah, but I do want to, I got to say this though. I think it's real messed up that you throw out 5 gifts for Mother's Day. They sell out in 5-10 minutes. You throw out a Father's Day gift, you got to get them tuckers away for free because nobody is valuing their daddies. Like, I feel like their daddies value their family. And this is why men are tired. This is why I would be tired.
A lot of men's not in church. More women than men in church.
And why you think that? I mean, come on. I understand. So I am not bashing women or nobody's gender, but I am gonna call a spade a spade. And if you're not gonna do right, like the Bible says, somebody else gonna stand up in your place, and you wonder why other people are getting the attention of the people you love and care about. While your husband is over there, and I'm not talking about cheating on you. I'm talking about he don't trust you. That is sad. That your own husband, your dad, like these people in your life, got to go elsewhere for something they should already have at home. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about so many other things. When you want to start a business and you can't call your wife because your wife don't believe in you, that's sad. That's messed up.
Yeah.
But that's the way a lot of people are living. And one of the things I do when I work with my clients as a consultant, as a publisher, I'm like, "Where's your wife?" Because one, I want no problems. But two, I understand the importance of y'all both working together. Y'all are a team. Y'all are one flesh. How you gonna go straight when y'all are dueling dragon? She going left, you going right. Y'all fighting. Let's bring this together first. Get on the same page. Then I can help both of y'all go further. Because y'all need to do this stuff together. It shouldn't be a competition between husbands and wives, but I'm seeing more of that. And it's really, really sad. And so that's why I have books like this. Because what broke your heart to where you can't trust your husband? What broke his heart where he can't trust you? So you got a marriage with no trust in it? That's dangerous. It's prime for insecurities. So both parties got insecurities. So nobody's the stable one. Everybody is, you know what I'm saying? So we got to bring stability to this. And I know as the man, unfortunately, it falls on you a lot. But then there is work that you can't do for her. She's got to do it for herself. And if I was you, before you marry her, let her do it. Because when you're married to her, you're gonna have to rough some edges then. And that's when men get really mad. But You walked in this knowing this is how she was. Hey, Melly, how you doing? And so I want to encourage y'all to definitely look at the decisions you're making because this is your time. Your time is your life. You don't get that back. So whoever you're spending it with, make sure you want to. Make sure this is somebody you want to ride or die with. Yes.
Proverbs says in there, it says it is better to be alone than to have a nagging wife.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like a resounding gong.
Proverbs is a book full of wisdom.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it is all the way live.
Just had to add that in there, but you know,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just reading it.
Okay.
Good.
We
Know your
ain't got-
word.
We ain't got to chapter time yet.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got 30 minutes.
We
So
can continue.
we going to time, y'all. Okay. Can I be respectful of time?
Can I read? Do I have to reread this?
No.
Okay.
No.
So do I just say where it came from?
Some of us feel.
Some of
Oh,
us
okay.
feel this.
I thought you just wanted me to say like,
No.
okay. Some of us feel displaced in time.
Volume.
We think, what am I doing? And why do I feel stuck? For some of us, life is not terrible and far from it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great job, career, or a thriving business. We are paying our bills, taking care of our families, and finding life enjoyable. Outward influences do not stress us, but if we are honest, we feel empty on the inside. We feel hollow within and are not sure where the unrest is coming from. You know, you should be happy and grateful, but something is pushing you to want more. For others, you are broke, struggling to make ends meet and find peace. Your life feels upside down, stretched thin for time, and everyone seems to be calling your name. As soon as you fix one problem, three more pop up out of the blue. Death seems to be happening in threes, and it scares you to think about the future. You are holding on by a thread. You can't say a thing. You are the glue and must stay strong for everyone around you. You are the hope many need, and even the representation of Christ for those who do not believe.
I want to encourage y'all real quick. Some of y'all are the pillars of your family. Again, and it's not always fair, but it is the way that it is. Hold on, somebody says, I love that you're not afraid of getting on live looking like that. I guess. We're natural, we wear our natural hairstyle. So that's what we do here, because that's how we were born and we embrace our crown. Okay. Just in case you didn't know. But anyway, I want to also tell you just about what you were saying. Essentially, you said that, you know, death can be coming by threes and it can be intimidating. It can make us honestly second guess who we are and what we are able to give to someone else. And we may feel like we have to honestly keep going, even though we're falling apart, right? And so sometimes the hardest and the worst things you can do is to carry on in a fight when something's broken because you make a broken part worse. Have you ever heard the boxers that like damage, you know, bones and stuff in fights? Yes, we commend them for keep going to the end of the fight. But how many of y'all know you can make an injured part worse by fighting when you should be restoring? Some of you need to take a seat back and let them go through something. Some of y'all need to let your grown children bump their heads and fail at something. Some of y'all need to let yourself sit down and just take a refresher. Go on a vacation. I mean, for real, like just check out for
Yeah,
a moment.
Mom, going on vacation.
I do sometimes. And so when you go on, in October, we're all going on vacation. So when you go on these vacations, it's so that you can reset and they are necessary. Even the Messiah went away from the crowds so that he can what? Pray by himself. Everybody don't want to always have to pray for you and your problems. Sometimes you need to pray for yourself and your spiritual growth so that you can stay connected to the source because everybody is seeing you as God and that's not fair because they don't want to believe in him for themselves. So they latch on to what you believe in. They pull you and they pull your problems and all that good stuff or bad stuff. And it puts more pressure on you than you should even have. So I want to encourage you that you don't have to put all this pressure on yourself or allow others to do that to you because you are not their God and you don't have to be. So when people try to make you feel bad or guilty and stuff like that, don't allow it to hit your heart because you got to let people know, hey, look, I'm human like you. You coming to me with a problem, I'm coming back to you with a problem. Now what we going to do? Is your problem more important to me than my problem? Sometimes that answer has to be no. And unapologetically, no.
And sometimes people think that their problems are more important, so they don't think anything you're talking
A
about.
lot
is
of people
important.
think their lack of preparation should become your problem.
Mm.
I didn't prepare for this. That's fine. That's fine. You work it out. You grow up. Okay, how about that? You grow up. Because I'm telling you, I used to do this for people. Like my baby sister, she knows the story. But when she was in college, you know what I'm saying? She was young and doing her thing, ain't working, ain't saving the money. So when her phone was about to get disconnected, she was like, sis, my phone's going to get disconnected. I'm going to be separated from the world. I was like, oh, you can't be separated from the world, baby girl. Let me pay for your phone bill. I paid for the phone bill. Next one comes around. Hey, how you doing, sis? Oh, girl, I'm about to be disconnected again. Wait a minute. I haven't even heard from you since I paid your last phone bill. So clearly you wasn't really thinking about me. Why did I help her again, though? I was like, you know what? But this your last time. If you come at me next month, don't call me. And do you know her phone got shut off the next month and it stayed off until she did what she should have did the first time.
Wow.
Some of y'all are bailing people out, and the only person losing is you because they didn't learn the lesson. They're gonna be broke next month. They are not changing their habits, which is why they're in the position to need you like they always do. So as long as you keep stepping in and trying to be God for them, they're gonna let you do it.
Get out God's way, y'all.
We got to get out of the
Right.
Father's way
Yeah.
and let Him teach some people something.
Right.
And then when they learn, they can embrace their own crowns. And then when you're helping somebody, it's going to be well received. And they won't turn around and blame you. Have you had people that blame you? Like, oh, the reason why I'm struggling is because you didn't help me. No, the reason why you were struggling is because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you had the time to do what you were supposed to do.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I want to encourage y'all, stop letting these people run around and play on your emotions because manipulation is a tactic of the enemy and it is not what he wants y'all to be doing. It is not the goal. It's not for people to be able to manipulate you. Okay. So I definitely want to challenge y'all on that. All right. We're going to keep going through time. That's
Okay.
what we do.
So we are, if you are one group, right?
Yep.
Yep.
If you are one group oh, right. My fault.
I got you.
Oh, okay. If you are one group or a split between the two, you understand that something is missing. The problem may escape you. The origin might puzzle you. Or you may be reading this book to find a technique to help you pull through. I want to encourage you and let you know that the only one determining your future is you.
Yes.
If you don't like your current circumstances or you are disconnected from your purpose, you can change that. The time it takes for you to discover enough is up to you. I don't want to give you a long story about the importance of time, so I will make this introduction brief. We all know how time works. We are born, live to get older, and then we are grown. The time it takes you to go from embryo to born, infant to toddler, youth to teenager, and finally teen to adult is on a timeline. The time one takes to mature through these seasons physically is virtually the same for us all. Time is no respecter of person because the sun rises and falls the same every day. It does not care if you are young or old, healthy or sick, black or white, nor broke or rich. The sun keeps its rotation as planned from the beginning of time. The fire-breathing star we call the sun was made and set into space to keep the earth aglow as it passes over the earth. This sun, we are not sure its age, is certain not to last forever and will someday expire, likely crashing into the earth and possibly setting the world ablaze as we know it. Maybe all of this is just a guess, a thought, an assumption. Can we be certain the sun will crash into Earth in 7.9 billion years from now anyway? What is certain, I love how Charlene Harry says, we will live and we will die. The body will always do what it was designed to do and grow old as long as as time is on the body's side. I will always make mention that the sun will do what it was designed to do. We don't know how much time is devoted to any of us nor the sun. And time is not in our control as much as we may think. Some eat healthy, thinking that it will give them more time. People who save, invest, have children, or skip marriage, thinking those decisions will save them time, can also find that not to be true. Only time is like water. It will seep through your fingers and run as freely as its nature. Water can be guided by but it's hard to control or create. To create water, you need oxygen and hydrogen. Before before you would likely create the substance we all need to function and the earth to live. We would set off an explosion, likely killing ourselves long before producing water. It is essentially impossible for us to create time, although we may think the actions we take can help. However, we all know that there is nothing we can do to honestly change time.
Now, I want to point something out to y'all real quick about this conversation of time. In case, you missed some of this, in order to recreate water, it's possible, right? You need hydrogen and oxygen. The only problem is we don't know the recipe. Some of us think we know how to fix our lives or how to, change or reverse things in our past and stuff like that. But the truth is, there is no reversing it. Before you will likely recreate water, you will set off an explosion. You will blow some stuff up in your life before you get your desired results. And some of us are going in reverse for our objectives because we're thinking that we can go back there when we really cannot go back there. The only place we can go is forward. So I want to encourage you, if right now you feel like, Lord, show me what I need to do, you need to move forward. And you need to realize that what was back there is not meant to harm you in the essence of stopping you from getting to where you got to go. It's meant to function eventually as a life lesson. I tell my children and in books and stuff like that, I say people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And your job is to figure out which one of the three it is. And once you figure out which one it is, that's what you implement. If they were a reason, when the reason's over, they may leave. If it was for a season, same thing. If it's a lifetime, there ain't nothing you can do to make them leave. So sometimes we might tell people, get away from me. I don't love nobody. I can't have nobody. And these are the people that would tell you, nah, I ain't going nowhere. So appreciate those three people in your life for the reasons that they're in your life.
You may have the ingredients to create water, but not knowing how they fit together, you'd end up with an explosion. When you are outside of your purpose and functioning, thinking you are saving time, you may find that you are just spending and for some wasting time. Time is a precious gift we are given, and we are not able to make more. That should not scare us or make us sad, but remind us to live on purpose. If this was not a short brief, if this was not a short brief as to why time is vital, allow me to say that time has already been created and it will keep its course. It is it is practically impossible to create more of it, but without causing some major problems like making homemade water. You are better off preserving what already exists than to try and make your own. Knowing how valuable time is should make us all consider how we can live on purpose. You have heard the saying, life is short, but I would also say to live through love's long suffering without knowing your purpose is just suffering for a long time. No one is built for suffering without purpose, but we all can endure for love and what we value. There are only a few things that can change us to live, fight, and pursue life. The three things that are love, fear, and time. We are emotionally charged by love or the lack of it. When we are born, we expect to be loved. And if we are not, something breaks within us. Love is not just a four-letter word, even though many people think it is. We believe it is a word we say when we are touched, feel butterflies, or think we feel something deep in our hearts. We don't see love as patience, care, joy, the willingness to endure, and long suffering. We think love is supposed to be cute, fun, and romantic. Love is supposed to be attractive, comfortable, and make us feel warm and fuzzy inside. Only love is evolving and constantly growing. It is like time in that it never was a beginning or an end we can see or quantify. Love has always been and will always be love. Many struggle with the things they cannot understand or by nature fathom. We can spend an eternity trying to date and quantify love. I recommend summing love up in a few words so that we give it room to evolve. We cannot expect imperfect people to perfectly exemplify love, but we can do the work life coach, Kemi, it's time autonomy teaches to be honest with ourselves. Have you been honest with yourself lately? Not just honestly saying there's a problem, but looking at how you are trying to solve your problems. Are you a part of the solution or aiding the problem? As you read this book, are you committed to doing the work that helps open the first gate time? Your first test to see if you are serious about changing your life is coming up. Pride comes before a fall, and warning comes before a test. Proverbs 16:18. As children, teenagers, or adults, we have moments where we honestly don't want to hear corrections. It may seem harmless when we ignore the people talking to us. How we can hear good advice and instruction only not to practice them. The way we willfully shut down is because we are not willing or ready to move forward. Only life's tests don't cancel out because you feel you need more time. Sometimes time is simply not on our side. When we are not prepared to handle the test, either by choice, circumstance, or immaturity, we cope with the best methods at our disposal. These survival skills may get us through, but a crack break in our foundation tends to make the structures stacked on top vulnerable to instability. When your foundation is unstable, it compromises the structure of everything else and can lead to incorrect ideas about yourself. The incidents, words, and circumstances that crack our foundation can vary greatly from person to person, but the timing of heartbreak has a pattern. What is the pattern of heartbreak and its connection to time? Often our hearts are broken early in our timeline. It is harder to break the heart of someone who has been encouraged, nurtured, loved, and disciplined. It is much easier, however, to fight and lose a battle when you are in your infancy. Infancy, it is not limited to age, but the amount of time you have had in an area. If you are early in the process of being disciplined, you may be quickly distracted. If you haven't been encouraged, nurtured, or a receipt of love, someone's flattery or false olive branch can feel like romance and friendship. It is easier to manipulate the unlearned and misguide them than the experience. Time is not on the side of the naive too often. Tell me, who has authority over time? Simple, the creator of time. I know it is tempting to believe you are out of timing, but I want to encourage you that is not true. Yes, tragedies have struck our homes, careers, businesses, thoughts, and dreams. But I want to encourage you to understand that the creator of time can redeem your time. I was born into a family of 5 children. I was the middle child, and I felt the brunt of it. I remember seeing my oldest 2 siblings shared the same father, or so we thought. Then my last 2 siblings also shared the same father. I was the odd one out in number and father involvement. I hadn't seen my father since birth, and it wasn't until I was 33 years old that I saw him again. Growing up, I felt rejected, alone, and very alone. Oh, very lonely. I really did want the picket fence dream with the father, mother, and happy family. To be honest, we were always a happy family, even with our drama, disagreements, and pain. Laughing was free, and being mad at people who you love are close to, and may someday need need was counterproductive. Growing up with a limited source of food, shelter, and money makes you humble. It leads to appreciating others. The time we spent together allowed us to build bonds within our adulthood. We can lean on when tragedy strikes. We used to play games like Make Me Laugh and Caboose. Make Me Laugh was a free game that allowed us all to show our funny side. My mom has not birthed a child that doesn't have a funny gene. Caboose was a game where someone would sit on the floor and another would sit on their feet. As the person lying on the floor retracted their knees to catapult the other person on their feet into the air. We all watched as that person was given a caboose and off they went. I remember we used to say, I want to caboose, and into the air we would sail one by one. The game could last for a few hours, with us changing positions and to keep the laughs coming. The funniest part was when someone landed by crashing into someone. I think I have the record for the most laughs as I was catapulted into drywall. My face and
Oh man, that's great. Yeah, that's
Yo, this is
wow.
a true story, y'all. Like, this is a
It's
very
wild.
true story. We used to play this crazy game where somebody would sit on the floor and everybody one by one would line up like crazy ducks, and we would sit on the person's foot. And they would literally caboose us into the sky or into the air because we were light. I was the lightest, skinniest thing in the house. So my silly self, like, I want to go. And I remember flying. And as I was
That's
flying in the sky, I kid y'all not, my face imprinted into the drywall like this. It was like funny. It was like the Mona Lisa because my whole profile was literally in the drywall. We were laughing, even to this day, we are laughing about this incident. So, my goodness, it is hilarious. It's funny. So, yeah, so like I told y'all, it's stories in this book that I never think I was going to share publicly, but it fits what we were talking about. You know, it fits what the book is talking about. And so I just want to encourage y'all real quick. If y'all are on any of the platforms, I want y'all to know that reading a book and honestly, being with people that can do this with you will make this process fun. It doesn't have to be, boring or dragging out and stuff like that. I try to have some wild moments in my books just so that it can break up some of the seriousness that is in them and allow you to see the laughter in your own story. Because I'm sure there are things in your life that honestly, if you took the time to tell somebody or to tell yourself, it will make you laugh. It will make you say, "Wow, I can't believe that happened," or "I lived through that. I can't believe I lived through that drywall incident." But I didn't. And let me tell you, I did not go to the hospital. I probably should have, but I did. Um, and all my brains was fine, I guess, so I didn't really need to go. But the thought of it is kind of still wild to this day. So I want to encourage y'all though with this book for this month of July. The name of the book that we are talking about is Embrace Your Crown and Open Seven Gates to Find and Overcome Heartbreak. So it's not enough to find the heartbreak. You want to overcome it. Okay. And so I want to show you how I did that. I want to show you how other people have done the same thing using this book and my coaching techniques that I implemented in this book. So I want to make sure too that I'm not leaving out anyone's comments. I know Katie did a great job with reading for those sections. So when the light speaks, you can't be confused. You just have to repent and let the light guide you. The Father is faithful to guide us, even when we think we know or we don't know. So that's one of the things I love about the Father is He knows all things, and the Holy Spirit will show us all things. So when we don't know, there is a way to know. There is a sea to cross. Only the faithful ones will see the other side. It reminds you too of like when they had to ultimately cross the sea with Moses, and they crossed over, but some of them weren't committed to the journey. So when they crossed over, they started complaining. And some of us, as we start to go through our growth process and our life change, we may start to complain about the journey. But I want to encourage you that when you want to complain, or when you may feel bad, or when you may feel like you've lost something, or it won't change, or it won't get better, I want you to remember where you used to be and realize you're not there anymore. And when you see how far you've come, even if it's 5 steps, you're 5 steps closer to where you want to go than you were yesterday. So if you focus on today, the Bible says, focus on today and let tomorrow or let yesterday take care of itself, because it's going to do that. Tomorrow will have its own set of challenges, benefits, possibilities. It's got its own worries. So allow it to stay over there. And sometimes when we are doing too much too fast, we miss out on time. We miss out on enjoying the time we have with people. I tell people all the time, spend time with your children because they ain't gonna always be little. Spend time with your parents. They're not gonna always be here. You know, as we get older, 50 and 60 years old, our parents are getting older too. So don't forget about them in your plans. You know, I know sometimes it can be hard not to or to, you know, keep them involved, but try your best. You know, this year I've had a lot of funerals. Last year was a lot of funerals. And, you know, I cannot stress enough how valuable time really is when you realize you cannot get it back, when you realize you can't hear their voice again, and stuff like that. You realize how much you may have just should have let them say something they said a million times over just so you can hear them again. Maybe you need to hear it so many times so when you need to replay it when they're gone, you'll have something to pull from. So, you know, I just want to encourage y'all today. I know like the book club ends technically at 8:30. And so I wanted to definitely be mindful of your time and the things that you may need to do this evening. And so same thing with Jacob and Kata for coming with me. I thank y'all sincerely. They're the reasons I can preserve my voice because reading and talking and doing all this stuff is not possible without people. And we want more of you guys to be on the live to be able to interact with the content. So do me a favor, click on the shop, check out this book, especially if you're going to be here next Monday. I want you to grab this book. When you grab the book, it is $10 if you want the ebook. Okay. You will have to go to my website. So put it in the comments or DM me, I want the book, or just put book. And then I will reach out to you with the link to get the digital copy if that's what you prefer. Because I know not everybody likes physical books. But
I do.
if the physical book, me too. If the physical book is your jam, so you can highlight, you can write, you can do all this stuff in the book. I want to encourage you to get the book by clicking on the QR code. You want to add that QR code for me, love?
Yes.
So
Or
as you, yep, you hit the QR and then you have to scroll down.
that
There you go. Yep, just hit it. Yep, there you go. So yeah, so
that it did not show.
oh no, it is asking. But when you do go to the shop right now, you are getting $10 off if you spend
Oh, then that's
$40.
the wrong thing.
I am also giving out free gifts for those that are buying items from my bookstore today in the live. So one of the things I was wanting to get a hold of is these pop-in fans. I love them because they actually work.
No, that's on.
But they also have enough pop without being too loud in case you kind of got to be modest, and they won't break your wrist. Because some of these fans are so heavy.
There you go.
Nobody got time for that. So I want to encourage you today, though, if you like the book, if you like the journey, definitely get the book and you will get one of my fans complimentary. So same thing over here. If you get the physical books and they are mailed, I am putting these in the packages as gifts. They do come with sleeves too.
What if they're a man?
Yeah. You give it to your wife, your girlfriend, your boo thing. Somebody want a
They
fan.
ain't got a boo thing.
Look, that's not my problem. Okay, stop making stuff my problem. You're trying to make other people's problems my problems. I stay in my lane. Okay, they got a mama, a grandmama, a person that's like a mama, a mother of a church. Pick somebody. They gonna use this fan because it's cute and it works. Now, if you a man, you just turn it around. Don't show the rose gold. Just let it be tan. Okay.
They can see it from the back.
No, they can't. They people gonna be this way. This way. Don't worry about this. Stay this way. You will be all right. I might get them in black next time. Just black neutral. But yeah, if you do line dancing, you want one of these too. But anyway, yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and close this out as we do when we always end the book club. I am gonna end up in a quick prayer to release you for the week. Lord's willing, you'll be back with me on another live. They can't stop talking about release pain, but it's in the shop. So
Start reading it.
if you want to get it, get it. It's really for everybody, men and women, and it does cover even young people. Honestly, if you know people that are struggling, that are going through rejection, just hurt and pain, please give them that book. It will definitely help them. I know one of the things, you know, Jay and many people have said, I wish I would have read this earlier. So
Y'all
let's
might get
read
that book
it
down. What's the hold on?
yeah, so definitely do that, and I'm sure they'll love it. You'll love it. So, Father, we thank you today for allowing everyone to be present on this live, for them to be able to be in the midst. You say wherever two or more are gathered, you are here. So, Father, I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your word, your encouragement, and people's desire to be hungry for what you would have for us to hear, to see, and to learn and to grow. Father, allow us to continue to grow with love and patience and virtue. Help us to be a sound of your authority in the earth. Remind us that we are important, we have a purpose, and we were born for a time such as this. When we doubt or other people cast doubt, or who we are or where we're going. Father, remind us, allow us to be encouraged within us by your spirit to be able to know how to go from where we are to where you want us to be. Father, we thank you for all things good, wonderful, lovely, and true. And we trust you will lead us in the way you would want us to go from here. May you bless them throughout their week, keep their families, keep their health, their wealth, their mind, their mental and spiritual well being. We thank you, Father, now for all that you've done that will go even above and beyond this prayer. May they bring their testimonies to those that need to hear it. And I would love to be one of those people. But even if I'm not, may they bring it to those that need to have evidence of you being present in the earth so that those who might have given up won't give up on you and won't give up on life. May they all be encouraged and know that they're loved and they deserve it because you give it to us as a gift. So, Father, we thank you. We celebrate you now on this live. In the mighty name of your Son, Yeshua the Christ, we say hallelujah.
So be it.
May y'all all have a wonderful and beautiful week. I have enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all for being on this live. Thank you for the many that have went to my shop, those that will order, those that will support what we're doing with the Growing Book Club. Thank y'all. And we will be back again next Monday at 7 p.m. I might start making it a bit earlier so that all the platforms can take advantage of more content. So if y'all want more content, definitely put it in the comments, share the videos, let me know, and I'll start starting it a bit earlier to give us more time because it's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So next time we might start at 7 just to get through a whole chapter because we ain't even finished the chapter on time. So there is more in there for time.
Exactly.
Read it at home, get the book, and honestly go through it because as you can see, I believe it's blessed y'all. I wanted to bless y'all completely, wholly. So definitely use that QR code, get the book, get it signed by me. I will ship it to you tomorrow, and we'll go from there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed week, and bye bye for now. Bye bye for now. Bye. Bye bye. I think it's